So, good day, everyone. So, I will be doing the assignment assigned to me, which is the firm, nature, and people, and how these businesses have been affected amidst the coronavirus pandemic. So, let's have a quick stroll around my community. So, let's go. So we have here in my community. So this is a fast forward quick stroll. So as you can see, there's not really much. We have here sari stores located over there. Um, it is really a unique community because it is located up hills, and the businesses here are just some sari stores, eateries, and we have here these habal-habalan services. So as you can see, there's not really much, and uh, just enjoy the rest of the quick stroll around around my unique community here in Paglaong Village, Lumbo. Now that we are done going for a quick stroll in my community, so we will now be able to answer the questions in this activity. So we have here the first question. In the community where you belong and in our current situation with the COVID-19 pandemic, how are businesses, nature, and people interrelated? So in here in my community, we only have limited businesses like we have here some sari-sari stores, and um we have this so-called habal-habalan, which is a motor transportation services, and we also have some eateries nearby. With regards to the businesses like the sari-sari stores, there is no changes since it's the customers and the vendors are separated within a wall. But in these instances in the COVID-19 pandemic, the stores are murag, let's say affected uh big time since they can't really go to the stores to restock their sale to restock their um uh goods for sale because there we have here the clustering, which greatly affects their businesses as well. And as for the nature and people, we and in our community we also follow the strict quarantine protocols where we wear face masks outside. Even in going to the cities, we wear face masks. But in our community, it's okay to not wear face masks as long as we properly sanitize ourselves. But in general, the businesses, nature, and people interrelated in my community is that they are now considering the COVID-19 pandemic, wherein we have this goal nga we will do precautionary measures to stop the spreading of the virus quickly. So in the second one, are the current businesses in your area still able to survive? Which businesses terminated? Which businesses flourished? So in this one, I guess based on what I have seen around my community, the sari-sari stores are still there, the eateries are still there, the habal-habalan is still there because they are really not one of those businesses that is which they are not one of those businesses that are forced to shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So they were not forced to go out of business and all. So just like that. So they are the businesses that flourished, and none of those businesses terminated because of the pandemic. So we have here the third one. Before or during the pandemic, are they conscious of how the operations of their businesses affect the environment? How about their effect to the society. So before the pandemic, they of course it is normal that we are not cautious to have this so-called following quarantine protocols, but there are still those wherein we just the usual, we wash our hands like that and all. So that was before the pandemic. And during the pandemic, we are now careful as to the if we are now careful. The businesses are now careful in in preventing the spread of the virus. So they always sanitize their hands for like cash transactions, wherein they will get small skin contact to their customers. They are always prepared with the so-called alcohols to go and to properly sanitize their hands, and they also wash their hands also. They are really there are and their effect to the society, I guess it is their its effect to the society. um let's say society nowadays is also strict with the quarantine protocols because a certain let's say spread of the disease in the in the society is really alarming. So the so there is really no effect to the society in terms of that because the society is also following these so-called protocols. What is more important between profit and the natural environment? Between profit and society. So between profit and the natural environment, I guess what's more important is the natural environment because people nowadays tend to gain profit sometimes from the natural environment. So without if we are not taking good care of our natural environment, we are we may have the chance to not gain profit at all. And between people and between profit and society, I guess we all want to take a look at the big picture, so we tend to prioritize on for me I tend to prioritize society because without the society, how can we gain profit at all, diba? So that's it. As a finance student, how important that you may be able to raise awareness of valuing the nature and people will businesses aim to improve its value or net assets. So as a finance students, it is very important to raise awareness on being able to raise awareness rather of valuing the nature and people because for businesses to gain profit, the one factor that will improve their net assets is of course the nature and people. Businesses aim to gain more sales from its target customers, target market, and at the same time they take advantage of the nature around them for their business to flourish rather. Um, it is important to raise awareness on businesses that they must take into consideration the status of the nature around them and also for the people because it can really affect once businesses aim to improve themselves. They must also take into consideration the nature and people around them. So as a finance student, it is really important. Let's just say for instance a certain business uh, tends to improve. Of course, they are going to get the factors that will really improve their businesses, and one of them is of course the nature and people. So being able to raise awareness of the status of the nature and people, businesses will take into consideration of that. So that's why it is really important. That's all.